Hey folks, I have a new interesting project for you. Here I have a Honda XR engine that's been sitting for at least 10 years, possibly sitting outside, judging by the rust. It's missing the stator cover, and picked it up this weekend for roughly $50, and the guy threw in a few other accessories. And at first I thought this was XR250R engine, but it looks like this is XR250L engine. The guy said that this was 96, but I don't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the L was produced in America or sold in America after 95. Could be wrong. It's seized. It's in pretty rough shape, and it looks like it's been sitting for a very long time. It looks like someone already been inside the clutch or looked inside the clutch cover, because it's cracked open, and I think it might have just been sitting outside collecting water, because when I leaned it on its side, this sort of gooey water rushed out. So I guess the goal with this would be obviously to try to restore it. I won't make any promises on if you will ever see it run. I do have my XR250R sitting in the backyard right now, but I will do my best, try to do as much work as I can to it to fix it up. But if there's a lot of damage, and as you know, this sort of stuff adds up quickly, price-wise. Like you need a new piston, and you need a new crankshaft, because the crankshaft could be rusted out. I don't know. The good indicator is that I thought the gears might have been rusted together, but it seems like it's in neutral and it's turning, and it feels pretty good. It feels normal. So that's that. It looks like a house insulation here. Maybe it was a rat's nest on top of it. Obviously we have a spider nest in here. It's probably the same thing on the exhaust side. Still has a spark plug in there. And you get the picture. Is more of that insulation. The bolt for the oil line right here is missing. And on mine, the oil line is not chrome. As far as I remember, it's kind of like it's coated with some sort of paint, but it's not chrome. And we can actually go outside and take a look at my bike right now. So these are the extra parts he threw in. There's a swing arm. There's actually the shock. And I was kind of comparing it to my bike, because I look at the swing arm, and, at first I thought it was 96, just XR250R, but then I look at the swing arm, and it looks identical to mine, except a few minor details. Mine doesn't have this, as far as I can tell. Or does it? No, I don't think it has that part. It has a different little outlet for this, and it doesn't have like those two brackets to mount like the chain protector. I don't know if it protects your leg from it or protects it from dust. This is what I'm talking about right here. And this chain guide looks different on mine. Mine has like 3 brackets here that mount, and this one has 2. Although mine has one broken right here, so it's not really mounted to anything. Maybe I'll switch up that one so it kind of looks more natural. And here we have the shock. And I looked at the shock, and the spring seems to be smaller. I don't know if you can see. Other than that, it looks pretty much similar. And the shock reservoir, it looks a lot smaller, as you can see, and it has a little air bleed valve on top. And then when you come look at the airbox, the airbox has this sort of outlet, and it has a riveted snorkel. Mine came without a snorkel. I think it came with the snorkel from factory, but I don't know if it's riveted. It definitely did not come with this part right here, as you can see. I'm actually messing around with this Oco PWK type of carb on my bike. I've been trying to tune it for a while, and I'm having a hard time. And yeah, I think the first part or the first thing I should do before I start tearing it apart is vacuum it and clean it. Maybe I will even take it outside and wash it. I just wanted to point out that there are some eggshells in here, and something was born inside this engine. So this engine is special. So I'm gonna let it sit outside for a little bit and bake in the sun. On a non-related note, I got this carb to idle pretty much perfectly, but every time I hit the throttle a little bit, it's like hitting a wall. Alright, so I got the engine inside the house. It's been drying for at least an hour now, and I think it should be dried pretty much all around, but it's a lot more cleaner. It's a lot more cleaner on the bottom, so I can actually grab it with my hands. That would be, getting all messy. It's kind of oily. There are a few things I've noticed. I guess one of the things I've noticed, I think there's supposed to be a bolt here, if I'm not mistaken. And it has like a little bracket, I don't remember. Was it for decompression? Maybe I'm wrong. But I've noticed that on this engine there's like this little hole, which on the R version, on my bike, it just kind of filled in flush. Another thing that I've noticed on this bike, these head bolts are 8mm, just a regular socket sort of bolts. On my bike, they are all like this. They are Allen wrench, and Another thing I've noticed is that it's missing 2 bolts that, you know, they just sandwich the crankcase together. You know, those are the bolts that hold the 2, you know, sides of the lower end together. So I don't know why it's been taken out. Maybe the person believed that the cylinder was connected to them. It's not. It has nothing to do with it, because I see they've disconnected the upper oil line. So I think they try to pull the head off, but they can't pull it off because of the cam chain, you know. And I see they've removed 2 bolts right here, which are actually kind of pain in the ass to remove, because normal 8mm socket doesn't, or wrench doesn't fit in here, because at least the ones I had, they're too fat and you can't slide it over, and it's kind of really hard to get like a socket extension at this angle. At least I had problems with it. Maybe most people don't. They know something I don't. And I think maybe they try to remove the clutch cover, but they just gave up because of this oil line right here. Just like, screw it. I don't know. You know, well, in the beginning you saw that it was a big gap and it was kind of open. So those are a few discoveries that I have for you. But yeah, I didn't really spray a lot of water in the intake. Not that it would really damage the engine worse than it is. You can see the big old spider cocoon in it. All right. Oh, another thing is that this breather hose is packed with dirt, which is not a good sign. But hopefully it just stuck at the upper level. You know, I just take this off and it's not really clogged. So let's dig into it now. Got my bins for spare parts. I think I'm going to loosen up these caps so I don't struggle later. Here we go. Basically, I loosened all of them up. I think that one actually broke. It's not a good thing. Kind of really rusty on the inside. And it's not that my impact is really powerful, just regular DeWalt. Okay, I think I got all of them. Next we got this bolt right here. And if you ever taken these off, this is Honda's trap bolt, because the frame is like around here, and if you have a like a a wrench with a socket and you start loosening it up, you're going to get stuck between the frame and the engine and you won't be able to take it off. Wow, there's a lot of oil on this one. Interesting. I love the color, like the coating of the bolt. You know, it's all factory and it's been preserved by the oil. Oh, it looks all nice compared to like these bolts that are corroded or like the one that broke. I'm not too worried about it, because even if I don't use this bolt right here to tighten up the head, even if there's some miracle, by some miracle we get to save this engine, either I will try to use one of those easy out things, or even if I don't use it, I think it'll be fine. All right, let's take a look what we got here. What's holding you? So this is the first peek inside here in about 10 years. We got our rocker arms, which, even though they're free, now they feel better since I moved them, but they were kind of sticky. See some rust right here. Guess it was getting in touch or touching the cam. That's that. Is that oil? Oily water? Yeah, it looks like some really filthy oil. You can see this is probably a street model because it has a gear or like little notching right here for a tachometer. I don't. Okay, so I see. So maybe this is what this little hole for, if you want to drill it out and put a tack in there, and or certain models would come with it, and that's why the off-road model doesn't have this, and it doesn't have this notch right here, or this kind of thread sort of where you put the tack gear. I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take off this sprocket. I don't know how, because I need to turn this cam. There's another bolt underneath of it. Maybe if I've removed the tensioner, the chain will be looser, and then I can sort of turn it, because I need to slide it off so I can take off the cam, so I can remove the rest of the head. At least that's the plan. I think this cam looks pretty good. I mean, to my amateur eye, I'm not like a professional mechanic. Other than that, you know, it's a little corroded here and there. What do you guys think? As far as I remember, I think I can just slide out the tensioner. I could be wrong. Well, let's find out. No, I can't slide it out. The tensioner is actually connected at the bottom right here, and I think for that I have to remove the clutch basket. All right, so I got the engine on its side. Pry the engine on this board. Okay, so you can actually see what I'm gonna do, but I'll just take off all these bolts right here. taking off the oil line. I think I'll completely disconnect it. Move the engine so you can see what I'm doing. But basically, I'm just gonna take off this oil line right here. There's some water coming out. It's either from me washing the engine or as the old rainwater. Yeah, right now I'm going to take off the clutch cover. Make sure when you do this you have like a good Allen wrench that's not like rounded, because these bolts, you know, they've been on this for a long time, and it's really easy to strip them if they put out any resistance. Here we go. That's what the inside looks like. Kind of looks like oil mixed with water. So that's what the inside looks like. There's some goo, oil goo right here. Doesn't look very appetizing. There's a little puddle of oil right there. So this is the tensioner that I was talking about earlier, and there's one bolt that holds it behind this clutch. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to take out the clutch and we'll loosen it up, pull the tensioner. Hopefully that will loosen up the chain a bit, and maybe I can even slide out the chain somehow so I can rotate the cam, you know, loosen up the cam bolts, slide it out, and then we can remove the head. That's my plan of action. Kind of wish I had some latex gloves right now. There's been like a shortage of latex gloves at the local Harbor Freight because of the COVID. I think they're donating all their, or some of their gloves to like hospitals or something like that. That's better. So to take off this bolt, I actually need a special tool I have, and whoa, it looks like this. clutch spins freely. Here we go. Got it off with an impact. Smells really bad. Okay, we got the basket off. Slippery. It looks like it's, well, not really. It has like the, this is supposed to be flat, but it has like all these kind of like grooves made out in there. Just no good. So this is what it looks like underneath the clutch, and this is the little bolt that I was talking about that holds the tensioner, and maybe we can slide it out. It smells really, really bad. It smells like really old oil mixed with water and maybe some other chemicals. I think it was fighting me back because they put Loctite on it. So basically, you press this in, just like a retainer, you press this in, and that will allow the tensioner to loosen up a little bit. Hopefully we can slide it out of there. Let's see if I can take out this nut and maybe try to remove the cam chain that way. I think actually we just broke the engine free. I think the piston moves now. Well, hey guys, I'm speaking to you through a recorded audio. I am going to cut this part short here because I'm trying to keep the videos to 30 minutes long. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'm sorry to cut it short and leave you on a cliffhanger just when we get into some good stuff, good parts. And I hope you enjoyed this sort of stuff that I do. If you do, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will post part 2 pretty shortly, just keep your eyes out for it. Thank you for watching.